Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and we are going to get going on the 90th chapter of the book of Enoch. Okay? And because of limited resources, it's, I don't know, I guess conditions aren't ideal, so, I don't have all the whatever that I would like to have in order to share the way that I want to share. So when it comes to stuff like this, I prefer to, be nicely situated, but I'm not. So, but that's okay, right? So let's go ahead and get started again. Thank you so much for tuning in. If I did not say that, I appreciate you, your energy, your time, and know that I am here. To help, okay, to help us all along the journey, okay, and that obviously that includes myself because I continue to experience things that that awakens me to other parts and other esoteric places and ethereal, what have you. So, as you do, okay. So, chapter 90. Okay, and again, for our new subscribers, we picked up we've probably doubled in size for subscribers since the last time I read the book of Enoch, so that's a good thing. Or I should say, it's a wonderful thing. Is a better word. So those of you who do not know, so Enoch is Archangel Metatron. Okay, and so. Again, one of the things that I have been sharing with us, again, not in great depth because, again, I don't have all that I want, all the tools and all that sort of thing to show and express it the way that I want to, Blackboard and all that sort of thing. Again, because of where I'm temporarily being held over. It sounds like a POW situation. Right? So we are... One of the things that I continue to say and continue to receive even additional information on, we are a version of us all. You are a version of me in some way, shape, form, or facet. Otherwise, you would not be attracted to me. We attract who we are. So, chapter 90. And I saw to the time when 36 shepherds thus pastured, and each one completed his time like the first, and others received them in their hands to pasture them in their time, each shepherd in his own time. After that I saw in the vision all the birds of the heaven coming to the eagles, and vultures, and buzzards, and crows. But eagles led all the birds, and they began to devour those sheep, and to pick out their eyes, and to devour their flesh. Okay? Sounds like a curse of some sort, or karma. And the sheep cried out, because their flesh was being devoured by the birds. And I cried and lamented in my sleep over the shepherd who was pasturing the sheep. And I saw until those sheep were devoured by the dogs and the eagles and the buzzards, and they did not leave on them meat or skin, muscle, till the skeletons stood there alone. And the skeletons fell to the ground and also. And the sheep became less. Interesting. And I saw to the time when 23 shepherds pastured, and they completed, each in his time, 58 times. But small lambs were born from those white sheep. And they began to open their eyes and to see and to cry to the sheep. But the sheep did not cry to them and did not hear what they said to them, but were exceedingly deaf and their eyes exceedingly and powerfully blinded. And I saw in the vision that the crows flew onto those lambs and took one of those lambs and broke the sheep and devoured them. And I saw till horns came to those lambs, and the crows threw down those horns, and I saw till one great horn came forth, one of those sheep, and their eyes were opened, and it looked at them, and their eyes were opened, and it cried to the sheep. And the bucks saw it, and all run to it. Verse 11, and with all that those eagles and vultures and crows and buzzards let me read that over. Verse 11. And with all that those buzzards and eagles and vultures and crows and buzzards to that time, again the wording is interesting here in this script. To that time, I'm looking for commas and stuff, were tearing those sheep to pieces and flew down on them and devoured them. But the sheep remained quiet, and the bucks lamented and cried out. And those crows fought and battled with it and sought to remove that horn, but had no power over it. And I saw them till the shepherds and the eagles and those vultures and buzzards came. And they cried to those crows that they should break that horn of the buck, and they fought and battled with it, and fought it with them, and cried that its help might come to it. And I saw till that man had written down the names of the shepherds, and brought them up to the Lord of the sheep came, and he helped that buck, and showed everything that its help had come down. Okay, so that was the end of verse 14. And so we are seeing here, and we read in verse, even in 89, going back to chapter 89, about these shepherds. Now, to me, these are my spiritual downloads here concerning these 14 verses. So, and again, we are all a part of, so I've been here, this is my 10th lifetime here on this planet, okay? All right? No one's been where I am spiritually, as far as my bloodline, or I don't want to say planetarily, I don't want to say that, but what I know is at whatever time frame, it's been 16 generations since someone has been where I am. I take it that's for my bloodline, okay? So, 16 generations. How far back does 16 generations go? Right? So, to me, what this represents, as I started the video and the saying, that we're all one. You are a part of me, and I am a part of you. You are a part of someone else on the other side of the planet, someone who's been here before. You've been here before. Your name was something else. When you were here, it might be John today, but it was probably Claire in 1849. You know what I mean? So whatever it is, by the way, whenever I speak and I say numbers and I just randomly pick a place, it's not random. That's on purpose. So those 1849, 18 or 49 might resonate with you. The numbers 1984, whatever, however that might resonate with you, okay? All right. So, so we're all, it's just one big tree, truly, okay? And I saw till that Lord of the sheep, it's showing that different leaders and their approach and how they handled these sheep when danger came. Okay? That danger is the karmic energy that comes in to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay? Whether that is karma because of misdeeds or things that someone's done and brought karma upon themselves, or that is something that they're healing. Okay? So they didn't bring it upon themselves, but they have to carry it. Okay? Yeshua did not bring it upon himself to have to be crucified. By the way, the word crucified means to ascend. He did not bring it upon himself, right, to do that, but it really kind of came upon him, right? So his physical name, his earthly name is Jesus, but don't pray to that, okay? Because no more than you should pray to me, my first name. Okay? No, absolutely not. Okay? That's yeah. That's where they get you, because they tell you to pray to Jesus, and then you wonder why nothing happens, or slowly. And I saw, verse 15, and I saw till that Lord of the sheep came in to them in anger, and all who saw him fled, and all fell into his shadow before his face. All the eagles, vultures, crows, and buzzards assembled and brought with them all the sheep of the desert. And they came together and assisted one another in order to break that horn of the buck. And I saw that man who had written the book by the voice of God, till he opened that book of destruction which those last 12 shepherds had practiced, and showed that they had destroyed more than that those before them, before the Lord of the sheep. And I saw till the Lord of the sheep came to them, and took the rod of anger in his hand. Again, rod and a staff. We all carry it, a rod and a staff. We need them. Okay? And I saw till a great sword was given to the sheep, and the sheep came to those wild beasts to kill them. And all the beasts and the birds of heaven fled from their face. Okay, so the buzzards and the beasts, that's all the karmic energy. So that's the Jezebel, Luciferian, that's the liar, cheater, deceiver, the person who you committed your life to and they slept with somebody else, the person who was unfaithful to you, the person who deceived you, the person who lied to you, the person who whatever you, right? That is the vulture, crow, and a crow can be a good thing too. Also, anything can be good or bad, by the way. Any animal, any representation of, any synchronicity, anything can be good or bad. It's the energy of it. Okay? Bleach is great, but not if you drink it. Everything is good or bad. Okay? You have to apply it properly. Okay? So there's something about the application, or how something's done. Okay, and what am I at here? And I saw till 18th verse, and I saw till the Lord of the sheep came to them and took the rod of anger in his hand, and struck the earth so that the earth was rent apart, and all the beasts and the birds of the heaven fell away from the sheep, and sank down into the earth, and it was covered over them. And I saw till the great sword was given to the sheep, and the sheep came through all beasts, and to destroy them. And the beasts and the birds of heaven fled from their face. Verse 20, and I saw till a throne was built on earth in the pleasant land, and the Lord of the sheep sat upon it. And he took all the sealed books and opened those books before the Lord of the sheep. Those are the Akashic records. And in your Bible, in your Truth and Lie Bible, because that's what it is, it's a Truth and Lie book, the Akashic records are not mentioned. They called it the Lamb's Book of Life. Okay. Verse 21. And the Lord called those first 6 white ones. I'm going to post. I was thinking about posting something. I was thinking about the words that are in the Bible that man has exchanged for the truth. So again, Akashic record. Jesus means Zeus. It's not his name. Those first one. And commanded that they should bring to him from the first star on which came forth all the stars whose sexual members had been similar to the sexual members of horses, and also the first star that had first fallen, and they brought all before him. And he said to that man who wrote before him, who was one of the 6 white ones, and said to him, take those 70 shepherds, 70, to whom I have delivered the sheep, and taking them, they of their own account killed more than I had commanded them. And behold, I saw them all bound, and all stood before him. And the judgment was first over the stars, and they were judged and were found to be sinners, and went to the place of judgment, and were thrown into an abyss filled with fire and burning, and filled with fires of pillars of fire. Reading that part. Those 70 shepherds were judged and were found to be sinners, and they were thrown into this abyss of fire. Okay, so who are some people that we know? These false people, right? True sinners. Who are these people that we know? Today. Okay. So they might look like, they may look like Gwen Shamling. They may look like Creflo Dollar. They may look like Kenneth Copeland. They may look like Joyce Myers. They may, don't get mad because I'm naming all these people. They may look like Oprah Winfrey. They may look like P. Diddy. They may look like Quincy Jones. They may look like the President of the United States, regardless of who that individual is. They might look like your congresswoman or congressman. Okay? It doesn't matter. It might look like your parent. Okay? But in the public eye, I name these people because we are more aware of these individuals. They may look like Reverend James Cleveland. Right? They may look like homosexuals, or they may look like that, but they're actually homosexual. They're actually pedophiles. Okay? All right? So, and they're all actual witchcraft workers. The Masons, not all of them, but again, it's a secret society. Why is it secret? Is there any need to really have secrets? No. You think divine source, a highest divine white light, has secrets from you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So why does man? Because man is sneaky. Man is a cunning ass. That's why. Okay? If you don't believe me, check out the first and second book of Adam and Eve. Find out. And I saw at that time, I think I read that. 27. And I saw those sheep burning, and their bones. And I stood looking till he enveloped that old house, and they took out all the pillars and all the planks and the ornaments of that house were wrapped in with it, and they brought it out and put it on one place and on the right, i.e. south, of the earth. And I saw the Lord of the sheep. Till it's interesting that throughout this book, Um, whenever highest divine white light is referenced, it's Lord of whatever is going on. So Lord of the spirits, if he's dealing with esoteric beings. So when Enoch was going through ascensions, and he was being shown Akashic records, and he was being shown how the portals were created, how the sun was created, how the portal of the moon was created, how the stars were put in the skies and other planets. And when he was receiving this information through esoteric downloads, and he was esoterically time jumping and traveling in the earlier chapters, what I've noticed is that in those situations, that journey of esoteric travel, he was Lord of the spirits. He's dealing with the sheep now, protecting the sheep now. Enoch's referring to him as Lord of the sheep. I think it's interesting, right? Because he's Lord of all, right? And I just think it just brings that home more so, I guess. That's standing out to me. Enveloped the house and took all the planks, ornaments, wrapped them, to the earth on the south side. And I saw the Lord of the sheep till he produced a new house, larger and higher than that first, and put it in place of the first, which had been enveloped, and all its pillars were new. Okay, and the ornaments new and larger than the first one, which, and this is speaking to me specifically and directly about my new house, and that's a spiritual place that's manifesting here in the natural. But it's okay. So a new house is definitely true for me. And all the sheep were in its middle, and I saw all the sheep that had been left, and all the animals on the earth, and all the birds of the heavens, falling down and worshiping those sheep, and petitioning and obeying them in every word. And after that, those three who were dressed in white, who had led me up before, took me by the hand, and the hand of that buck taking hold of me, they raised me and put me down in the midst of those sheep before the judgment took place. But those sheep were all white, and their wool large and clean. And all that were destroyed and scattered, and the wild beasts and the birds of the heavens were collected in that house. And the Lord of the sheep rejoiced greatly, for they were all good and had been returned to his house. And I saw till they laid down the sword which had been given to the sheep, and returned it to his house. And it was sealed before the face of the Lord. And all the sheep were closed up in the house, but it could not contain them. And the eyes of all of them were opened, and they saw the good, and there was not one among them that did not see. Okay. And to me that speaks again of third eye opening. That's not a physical blindness. Anytime Scripture speaks of blindness, I consider it a spiritual blindness. Your third eye being shut off. Okay? Intuition being shut off because of the programs of man. And I saw till all their generations were changed, bloodline cleansed, and they all became white bullocks, and the first one of them was the Word, and that Word was a great animal, and had on its head large and black horns. And the Lord of the sheep rejoiced over them, and over all of the bullocks. And I reposed in their midst, and I awoke and saw everything. And this is the vision that I saw as I was asleep. And I awoke and blessed the Lord of justice, and gave, see, he says Lord of justice here, and gave him glory. And then I cried greatly, and my tears did not stand still till I was not able to endure it. When I looked, they flowed on account of which I saw. Because everything will come and be fulfilled, say that, Enoch. Let me put the phone down for a minute. Everything will come and be fulfilled. And all the deeds of men in their order appear to me. And in that night, I remembered my first dream. And on account, I cried and trembled because I had seen that vision. And so this is the end. It was 42 verses. So this is the end of chapter 90 in the book of Enoch. And again, I apologize for the slow releasing of this information, but I have to record it and then re-record it, and then I have to do all this sort of thing in order to get it onto YouTube, just because of, again, the lack of equipment, devices, what have you. Okay, so thank you so much as always for tuning in. Okay, we see here again judgment, and we see also again, we saw with time that Most High is gracious. Most High gives time. Divine Source, highest white light is more than generous. More than generous. I can honestly say I know I would not put up with 400 years of nonsense since the last time that someone even resembled anything on earth that is the church that the body of Christos that Most High desires. Okay? I almost said I desire. Confirmation. What is that? I don't even know what that was. It's 27:22 on the timer. So anyway, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Again, the book of Enoch. Enoch is Archangel Metatron, and Enoch is sharing with us his esoteric journey through the books of or through his text, through his journals, essentially. Okay, and so I have shared my journals with us. Okay, and if you are a new subscriber and you're unfamiliar with those, please go to the playlist and take a look at the journal playlist. And through that journal, I cover 2 journals in that playlist. The 2 journals cover the last 10 years, 2014 to 2024. Okay? So thank you so much as always for tuning in. My name is Nehru. You've been tuned into The Encourager, and be encouraged. Thank you so much.